Today's video is all about pick guards, so stick around. Hey everybody, it is Aaron from Warmoth, and today I will be talking about how to select the right pickguard material for your build. But before I jump into it, I have to throw out a couple of disclaimers. Well, really one big disclaimer, and that is that the right pickguard color for your build is entirely subjective. Based on a lot of things, based on your tastes and preferences and, what you like to see. Based on what your end goal is. Are you going for a look that's classic? Are you going for something that's modern? Are you going for something that is elegant or edgy or sleek or, shocking? What are you going for? And then lastly, the correct pickguard choice for you is going to depend a lot on the colors and materials of the other parts of your guitar. If you have a guitar that's a certain color and it looks good with, and the pickguard you choose looks good with a maple fretboard, it might not look so good if you choose a rosewood fretboard or an ebony fretboard or a Padauk fretboard. The material that's right for that guitar might change based on that. It might change based on the color of your pickups or the color of your knobs or any number of things. And also, before I jump into it, I need to introduce you to a whole bunch of new pickguard colors that Warmoth is now carrying, because you're going to see these flashing by and you're going to be like, wait, what is that? I've never seen that before. So the bottom line is Warmoth is carrying now 10 new colors of pickguard materials. And I have to say, I started work for Warmoth, what's it been, 13 years ago? And one of the first things they asked me to do was like, hey, we're considering new pickguard colors. Why don't you go through these swatches from our suppliers and tell us which ones you like. And finally now we're bringing these to market. But I have to say that these are very well considered colors. Every single one of them is money, depending on the guitar that you're considering for it. But let me go through them really quick. Basically two categories here. We have perloid or pearl and sparkle. So this is, I can't really see them here, so let me see if I can do this. This is orange pearl. This is aqua pearl, ruby pearl, purple pearl, gold pearl, sapphire pearl, emerald pearl, and now we have the sparkles. This is silver sparkle, champagne sparkle, and black sparkle. And let me grab these other two sparkles here really quick. Silver sparkle and champagne sparkle. And I have to say, these things are killer if you're going for a kind of a Gretsch look. They're very Gretchy, and I could see them looking awesome on a Telecaster that's tricked out with, Filtertron style pickups, TV Jones or something. That would look absolutely cool. And then of course there are some colors that we currently carry that are similar that we're going to be discontinuing to make room for these new colors. One of these is green pearl, and you can see, I got a lot of pickguards floating around here. You can see the difference here. This is emerald pearl, the new emerald pearl, and this is green pearl, and it looks a little, it's a little more of a kind of a Kelly green, and you don't see the pearl. It's not as striking looking. Emerald pearl, I think, is much better, but we will be discontinuing this once we run out of, stock. Same with blue pearl. We'll be discontinuing blue pearl, and this is the sapphire pearl, and you can see that it's just way more awesome, for lack of a better word. This is just a little sleepy, maybe a little milky, and this is just striking. So blue pearl will be going away, and also the old red pearl will be going away and being replaced by ruby pearl. So if you want any of these old pearl colors, now is the time to get them, because they will be going away. And the last one that will probably be going away is blue shell. We haven't completely decided on this, but there's a strong chance this may not return once we run out of our current stocks. So besides having a background in music, I also have a background in graphic design, and so a lot of my approach, my mindset comes from that. And there are several different ways you can go depending on what your end goal is. You could go for a high contrast look where you have a dark body and then a white pickguard. And by the way, I'll show you examples of these in a minute. I'm just going to run through them real quick. You could also go for a complementary look where you have a color scheme with the paint of your body and the pickguard complements it. An example of that might be an orange body with a tortoise pickguard or a brownish pickguard. You'd have orange and brown kind of together. Another example might be a monochrome look where your pickguard is a similar color to your body. So you would have a blue body with a blue pickguard. And then there are a lot of classic color combos that we're just used to seeing, and we know how they look, and they look awesome. If you think of the Fender's combinations over the years, like Olympic white with a mint green pickguard and a rosewood fretboard, that's just a classic look. So there are all these different approaches that you could take. You just have to depend on which one is right for what you want your end result to be. So let me give you a couple examples of a monochrome color scheme. This is my hybrid Strat body in Candy Tangerine, and right now it has a parchment pickguard on it, but our new orange pearl would make it kind of a monochrome color scheme. And I know this is a little tricky to hold these things up in front of the camera and not get a ton of glare and let you see the colors, but I'm going to do my best. So this is Candy Tangerine with orange pearl, and actually that would look pretty awesome. And honestly, one of the coolest things about changing pickguards is it's a little bit like painting a room in your house a different color. It's a relatively inexpensive way to completely change the look of the whole thing. If you take this Candy Tangerine body again and you look at it with the parchment pickguard, and it's a classic look. Kind of a high contrast thing, but then you throw this new orange pearl pickguard on there and it's a completely different look. And I must say, a completely different killer look. I might be ordering one of these for myself the minute I get done shooting this video. I don't know, which do you think looks better? Do you like it with the parchment or do you like it with the orange pearl? Cause dang. And another one would be this Strat replacement body in ice blue with the Aqua pearl pickguard. This one's a little harder to, I can't hide the entire old pickguard, so you'll just have to use your imagination a little bit. But again, that's an example of a monochrome color scheme. And this Tele replacement body in shell pink has a solid black pickguard. This is an example of high contrast. If we wanted to do a more classic look, classic combo, I think the classic combo is mint with shell pink. What do you think? Do you prefer the high contrast? Or do you like the classic look with mint? Honestly, I almost like the mint better. I might have to, this is the Pepto-Bismol caster, and I might have to get mint. Mint would kind of go with a Pepto-Bismol caster, I think. Just a whole theme. I could build a whole theme around that. But that's an example of a classic color combo versus high contrast. And black pickguards do tend to be a very timeless choice. They kind of go with anything. I have this black Tele replacement body that I'm going to use to show off some of these other pickguards. And actually, I should mention this. I don't think I've ever mentioned this in a video, but if you look through our showcase now, you'll see this route in all of our Tele replacement bodies. This is the new universal pickup route. Pretty much any pickup will fit in there, except for maybe Charlie Christian, but humbuckers, Tele pickups, Strat pickups, they all fit in there. And that's what's coming in our Telecaster replacement bodies in the showcase now. But anyway, back to pickguards. There's the silver sparkle and the champagne sparkle, examples of kind of a high contrast look, a little wild because of that sparkle. And then black sparkle, more of a monochrome look. I actually kind of like that. And then of course a white pickguard would be another example of a high contrast look on a black Tele body. But again, my background in graphic design has always led me to never pick completely white or completely black. I always dial it back just a little bit from the extreme one way or the other. And I think a lot of people do that with pickguards. A lot of people don't go for a white pickguard. They go for something that's just off-white, whether it's mint or parchment or cream or something a little off-white. So let's try some of those. I've always thought that mint looked great on black. It looks like mint chocolate chip ice cream to me. So there's mint. Here's parchment, and it's still high contrast, but it's not quite so extreme, not quite so jarring. And the same with cream. You know, it's high contrast, but not quite so jarring. And then, of course, we have these other off-white pearl colors, the vintage pearl, pearloid. And then this is an interesting one. This could look very nice on a black body. This is the silver pearl, and I quite like that as well. And another classic Pickguard color that I think looks great over black is Tortoise. I have always liked Tortoise over black, and here's an example of that, Tortoise over gloss black. And then one last example that I will kind of throw out there that I think is just a real complementary type thing is cream with candy apple red. I have always just thought cream looks great with candy apple red. And in fact, you know, going beyond pickguards, I've always thought that zebra pickups, which, you know, have one coil cream and one coil black, always look great with candy apple red for some reason. They're just made to go together. So there's cream and candy apple red. This part up here is candy apple red. This is obviously a burst, but you can kind of get the idea. And you can see that the cream knobs and pickup surrounds just kind of set it off. And another thing to keep in mind when you're selecting a pickguard is actually the side view, because pickguards are bevel cut typically. And if the pickguard is multi-layered, like this cream one is here, it's cream, black, cream. And so you get this nice black accent line around the perimeter of the pickguard. But if the pickguard is solid, like this one, like this vintage pearl, there is no line around it. And you'll see that on this one, for example. You can get solid black pickguards, like the one on the Pepto-Bismol caster here, that also does not have an accent line. You can get it solid black, or you can get it with a white accent line around the perimeter. And again, that's just completely a matter of taste. I personally really like it when it has the line that goes around the edge. I just think it's a classier look. But some people want something that looks more vintage. I think the solid colors can sometimes look more vintage, but I just prefer the line around it. I think most people do. And maybe the last thing to keep in mind when you're selecting a pickguard that's going to look right with your build is the number of screw holes in that pickguard. Certain pickguards, namely Telecaster and Stratocaster, can come with different numbers of screw holes, and that is mostly to accommodate a vintage look. Typically, vintage pickguards had less screws. And so you want to make sure that you're getting, you know, if you're getting a Stratocaster pickguard, if you want the modern look, you need to get the 11-hole pickguard. If you want the vintage look, then you need to get the 8-hole pickguard. So keep that in mind. And I will say that I'm trying to keep this video somewhat short. There are some colors that Warmoth carries that I haven't even gone over in this video. And you may be saying, Aaron, how am I ever going to have a chance to see all those colors in my room with my light next to my guitar or bass body? How am I ever going to do that? Well, my friends, I have an answer for you. You can get free swatches from Warmoth just for the asking. I will put the link to the free swatch page in the description below, or go to the Pickguard page of our website. It's hard to miss. There's a great big picture that says free swatches, and we will send you free swatches of all of these different colors so that you can hold them up against your guitar bass body and see which ones you like. Now see, here's one that I didn't even show you yet. This is yellow Tortoise, which is different than normal Tortoise. Not only is it a different look, but it's also thinner and it's also solid. It doesn't have the multi-layered build so that it gets that perimeter around it. So yeah, if you want to see these things in real life, jump on the Warmoth website, order yourself up some free swatches. You can order 3 at a time. You can't order like the full set. You can see that there's a lot here. And this isn't even all of them. So you can't order the full set, but you can get 3 at a time. And this really comes in handy for seeing what it looks like in your light with your guitar body, and to be able to match certain colors to hardware you already have. For example, cream is a big one that looks very different from manufacturer to manufacturer. So if you're worried about what Warmoth's cream might look like compared to Gibson's cream or DiMarzio's cream, get yourself a swatch and you can compare them. Another one that happens a lot on is mint. Mint can look different colors depending on who's making it. So yeah, again, get yourself some free swatches. And that is it. That is kind of how to pick the right pickguard for your build. It's an introduction of Warmoth's 10 new pickguard colors. It's really discombobulated. Like if you could be in my room right now with me, I got pickguards and bodies and swatches. It looks like a bomb went off in here, but I'm trying to hold it together from the waist up because I'm on camera. But yeah, I'm feeling a little frantic right now. But anyway, those are our new pickguard colors. That's how to choose the right pickguard for your body. If you have any more questions, go to the Warmoth website. You can get those free swatches. You can see all the new colors. If you still have questions, give our customer service reps a call. And until next time, keep on picking.